Thank you, everybody. I'm Mike, father of the bride, as he just said. I wanted to welcome everybody here to the party. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I know that it's a lot to come, and we're so happy that you're here. A lot of you traveled from far away, and we so appreciate that you made the effort. And I have to tell you, you look great. You really do. You gentlemen look dashing. The ladies, lovely. And not just the out-of-town guests, but you locals look good, too. So thank you so much for coming. You know, I just wanted to say a couple of words. Renee and I were reminiscing recently about when Rachel was born, and we sent out a birth announcement, and on that announcement, we put a verse from the Bible. It's from the book of Psalms, and it said, "The Lord has done great things for us, and we are filled with joy." And we were absolutely filled with joy, and we wanted to announce that to everybody, and so we sent the birth announcement out to say that. Renee became a mom, I became a dad. It was a wonderful, joyful experience. And that joy has continued all through Rachel's life. And to watch you grow up from that baby to the beautiful young woman here has just been our joy. You are a wonderful person, you are generous, you are fun. You find the fun in things, as I think everybody knows about Rachel. You are interesting, you are charming, you are lovely, and I am so proud of you, and I'm so happy that you found the love of your life in Joe. And, you know, we had a front row seat to watching Rachel and Joe meet and date and fall in love and eventually get married, and it was a joyful experience. And, you know, Joe, I think you'll remember a couple years ago, maybe 3, right? We were in Asheville. Do you remember? And we were driving in the truck, and while we were driving, Joe and I had a conversation, and Joe made it known in that conversation that he wanted to pursue Rachel intentionally, and that he thought he had a future with her, that he loved her. And, you know, Joe, I so admired you for doing that, because those are hard conversations, you know? It's a few years ago, you're talking to your girlfriend's father, and, you know, good on you for doing that. And, yeah. Yeah. And what dad doesn't want to hear that? That's what we want as dad. That's what I want as a dad, is to see my girls pursued and loved the way you pursue and love Rachel. And if you remember, I said to you that day that one of the things I really admired about you was how you love your family and how you speak about your family. And I hadn't met them yet. I hadn't met Ray or Tony Ann or Alex. But just by the way Joe talked about them, I knew that how much he loved them and how much he honored them. And I said, this kid comes from good stock. So, Raymond and Tony Ann, you don't need me to say this, but you raised a great, and I'm so happy to call him son-in-law, as I know you are so happy to be able to call Rachel daughter-in-law. And so, yeah, the Lord has done great things for us, and we're filled with joy. I said it back then on the announcement, and I say it again today. The Lord has done great things for us. We're filled with joy. Thank you for coming. Also, sorry, I'm going to leave in 1 second, I promise you. I just want to give thanks for the food. If you guys would honor me, I'll just say a quick prayer to give thanks for all we're about to eat. Lord, thank you for this day, all that it contains. Thank you for the abundance of food and drink and fellowship and fun and friends and family, Lord. As the food is served now, we just give thanks in your name. Amen.
Hey.
So there were 2 things about my sister that were really in the forefront of my mind as we were preparing for this wedding. And the first is that Rachel is just a hopeless romantic. When we were little, we could not watch anything that had any kind of romance scene in it without her, covering her eyes and squealing and rolling around on the couch. And she always wanted to be a princess, and she just loves, being a girl. And the other thing is that Rachel loves to throw a good party. Yes. So how fitting that we would all be gathered here together in such a beautiful location. Rachel, you have just done such an amazing job. And so pause. I know it still doesn't feel real, but pause, take it in, soak it in. And Joe, I know that your personality is really different from Rachel's. I know that if you had planned this wedding, it may have looked different, but you have not been like the grumpy groom. You have been so present and like engaged in this whole process. And if she wanted a neon sign behind her, then you were going to make her that sign. And you have just been. Yeah, you've been so attentive, and that's because you love Rachel, and it's such a testament to the way that you love her, that you just want to give her the space that she needs to be her sparkly, bubbly self. And I so appreciate that she has found a man who sees her as that princess and treats her like that. That's so special to me. Another thing that I think that makes this day so special is how you guys are just so surrounded by friends and family that love you so much and wouldn't have missed being here for the world. Yeah. And I know that you guys don't take that for granted because the way that you each love your families and how you love each other's families has been such a theme in your relationship. I remember the first time that I ever heard Rachel mention Joe's name, she had been texting him, and out of the blue, she said to me, "My friend Joe, like, he was just texting me that he was picking out a birthday present for his little sister, and I just think that is the cutest thing. How sweet when boys just love their little sisters." And at the time, they were just friends. This was years before they even started dating, but my antenna went up because I was like, who is Joe? Why is she talking about Joe like that? But Rachel, with the way that you love and care for your family, it's no surprise that you ended up with a man who has integrated with ours so well. You have just been the best big sister ever. You really have. And whether it be organizing us in plays when we were little, or bossing us around as kids, or now when you organize our family vacations, you just take such care to include your siblings in everything that you do. It's so important that we're part of your life. And you love us so much, Rachel. And we all admire you so much. We're so grateful for that. And as much as I am nostalgic that things are changing, you know, I'm going to come back home and you won't be living there anymore. We've shared a room for so long, and now it's funny, we ended up sharing a room again, sort of by happenstance, and you won't be there anymore. But I'm so excited about the new beginnings. And as you talked about in your vows, I feel like for our relationship as sisters, I've kind of been the yin to your yang. And it's so special to me that you have ended up with a man who compliments you in much the same way. And Joe, people have been asking me how it feels that our family is changing, but my answer has honestly been that Joe already feels like a brother to me, and I'm just so happy that you're going to be part of the family. So Rachel and Joe, it's been such a joy. It really has been such a joy to see how God has worked in you separately and now together. And I just pray that you continue to keep him at the center of your relationship. I love you both so much.
She's got it. All right. I'm nervous. All right, hi guys. I'm Alex. I'm Joe's little sister. I first just wanted to say, congratulations to the beautiful bride and groom. You guys look amazing tonight, and I can't believe that we're already sitting here because it feels like just yesterday we were sitting in the kitchen and Joe was rehearsing how he was going to propose to Rachel and getting down on one knee. Rachel, I don't think that my brother could have found a better woman for him to be with. I'm so happy that I have someone like you in my life. Sorry. And not only do I have you, but I also have 3 other amazing women in my life that I get to call my sisters now too. I think that you guys both bring out some of the best qualities in each other, and that's something that I admire very much. I've never had to question whether you love my brother, whether you're doing things for my brother, like you guys have always been so great for each other, and I love that. Joe, you've always been my best friend ever since I was a little girl. I've always looked up to you. I've always admired you. She's crying. All right, hold on. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So you've always been such an important figure in my life. You've taught me everything from writing essays to driving a car, parallel parking, riding a bike. You've been there for all my big milestones. And when Rachel came along, she was also there for a lot of my big milestones. My sweet 16, my 21st birthday that just happened. Rachel has always been there. And I know when we were younger, we didn't always get along. We weren't always the closest of friends. You didn't let me play with your Legos and you called me baldish, but once I was older and able to walk and I wasn't baldish anymore, we became really close. You really became one of my closest friends, whether it was talking about my day after a hard day at school or just anything, you're always there for me. It's going to be really hard not having you across the hall for me anymore. But I know that you and Rachel are going to have such a beautiful life together, and I am so happy for this next chapter in everybody's life. So, congratulations, Joe and Rachel. I love you both so much, and that's it.
So, towards the end of last year, there started to be quite a bit of buzz through the grapevine, the Russack sibling grapevine, that is. Joe might be thinking of proposing to Rachel. A marriage is coming. And my first thought was, oh boy. Because I knew what was coming down the pipeline. I knew that Mom and Rachel would team up to make the most beautiful and intense wedding planning duo this world has ever seen. And I knew this because, as Emily described, Rachel loves the details and she loves to throw a good party. And I knew my mom would be there supporting her, loving her, guiding her through the process because, after all, it's Mom's wedding too. But let me back up a little bit. Rachel, to be transparent, I don't remember the first year that it was that you brought Joe around our house. And Joe, I can't pinpoint the exact time that you and I first met. And so when I sat down to write this speech for the second time, I thought, oh boy. But as I thought a little bit further, I realized that I can't pinpoint exactly when that was because, to me, it feels like Joe's always been a part of our lives. As we've grown closer through the multi-hour car rides, sharing rooms together, countless hours of discussing, talking, laughing about basically nonsense, sharing beds together. You and I have truly forged a brotherhood. And while I'm honored to be your best man, and even more honored to call you a brother, the most important realization that I had was that you truly are the perfect man for my sister. It's been said tonight, and as everyone under this tent already knows, Rachel and Joe are truly the perfect counterparts. Joe, your calmness and your steadiness is a great match for Rachel's often overflowing excitement. Rachel, your nurturing support makes Joe want to be a better man, and I see it in him. I'm so grateful to be so close to you both on this beautiful, beautiful night. I love you both. I'm proud of you. May God bless you in your marriage. Would everyone join me in raising a glass to Joe and Rachel as I say congratulations. Thank you.
Shots, T-Pain.